What up, big geeks and dudes and dudettes? My name is DB Geek and welcome to my Q&A 20k special. Alright guys, so like I promised, I was going to be doing this Q&A today, and I'm actually quite excited to get answering some questions. Thank you all so much for, putting your questions out there and asking them. I'm really actually super hyped to answer these questions for you guys. Like I said, dudes, the fact that you sit in front of your computers or you look at your phones on a daily basis to watch my content, I think it's only fair that you guys get to know me. And I just want to say thank you again for the amazing milestone. We're at currently 21k and over now, and it's only been a week, which is insane growth. And I want to thank all the new people that have joined the community as well. You guys are amazing, and I hope you stick around for a while anyway, at least, to see how this channel goes and where it's going to go in the future. So I'm not going to waste too much more time, dudes. I want to get answering some questions, so let's hop straight in. Alright, so the first questions, plural, comes from Hussein Sarmad. I hope I pronounced your name right, dude. I do apologize if I didn't. So first, you've actually asked 10 questions. Now, I didn't say in the video that there was any limit to how many questions you can ask, and this dude went straight up and asked 10 questions. So let's get reading some of them. Okay, question 1. Who inspired you to do YouTube? Okay, so I've said this numerous different occasions on my videos that one of my main inspirations, now I don't want this to be cliche because I am Irish or whatever, but is Jacksepticeye. Now, Jacksepticeye, he lives in County Athlone, which is, or County Westmeath, I should say, Athlone. He's only about an hour's drive away from my house right now. The reason why he inspired me is because, I came home from work one day and, I'm never really happy when I was working in my previous job. And I was kind of feeling down or whatever, and then I seen my little brother and he was watching this Irish dude on TV. I didn't know who he was, I just thought he was just some loud Irish dude screaming at the TV for no reason. Turns out his name was Jacksepticeye, and at the time I think he only had something like, do you hear me? He had something like, I don't know, 6 million subscribers, and now he's at like 14, nearly 15 mil. So he's growing a lot, and yes, he was one of my biggest inspirations. So that's who inspired me. I'm not going to ramble on too much about the story or else we'll be here all day. Okay, the second question. How does it feel to be in one of Master Media's videos? It feels awesome. A couple of months back he done a video on how to react. It was just a quick video that he done basically saying how people do reaction videos the wrong way, where it kind of seems to be stealing more than actual producing content. And he featured me as one of the main reactors in that video, and he talked about how I do my videos right, and it meant the world to me. You have no idea how much that made me happy. It helped me a lot. It helped me to strive further and pursue more, and it was one of the greatest things to see on YouTube, and one of the most happiest moments of my YouTube career so far. Like I've been doing this for so long, but one of my happiest moments in doing YouTube. So I want to thank you, Master Media, if you so happen to be watching this video. Thank you so much, dude. Okay, next question. Do you have a girlfriend? Yes, I do have a girlfriend. Her name is Alice. She doesn't want to be in my videos. That's obviously her own reasons, and I respect that. Not everybody wants to be in front of the camera and, be publicized or whatever. So I respect that. And yes, I do have a girlfriend, and we've been going out for the last 9 years. 9 years! Wow! Okay, next question. What is your favorite anime except the Dragon Ball series? Okay, well, y'all know I love Dragon Ball. I freaking love Dragon Ball, one of the best animes ever. But if I had to pick one, it would be Death Note. Death Note is one of my all-time favorite animes. It's one of the most captivating, the most insanely twisted animes ever, and since the first episode I was hooked. I think I binge watched the whole thing in less than 2 days, and that's with having a full-time job and having stuff to do in the meantime as well. So that's a lot of episodes in a short amount of time, and that's how much I loved it. Next question then is, what's your favorite food? That's actually a good one. I couldn't really tell you what my favorite food is. I love chips, but I'm cutting down on chips because I'm trying to cut. I don't know. If I had to pick my favorite food, it would probably be something that you can never go wrong with. So I would say instant noodles. Because I love noodles, absolutely love noodles. Noodles is just the best thing ever. It's the quickest thing to make, and it's like so nice all the time, and it's so damn satisfying. And the next question then, do you watch the mainstream battle anime? No, I don't even know what that is, so I must check that up. Next question, will you react to more animes in the future? Yes, most likely. I love anime, and you guys have given me so many requests that I will most definitely be checking out soon, and I look forward to the future of the channel with the new animes that are coming out this year. Who is your favorite superhero? One from Marvel and one from DC. Okay, so this is not a tough one because I've always been a fan, but if I had to choose my favorite superhero from Marvel, it is Spidey. Spider-Man is the best, I think he's the mascot for Marvel, and the fact that he has joined back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, to the rightful owners of, you know, Disney. Well, technically not, but half and half, and hopefully it'll go to a point where he's there full time. He's definitely my favorite, always has been ever since I was a kid, and that'll never change in any time soon. And for DC, my favorite superhero for DC is of course the Dark Knight himself, Batman, because this guy doesn't have superpowers. You know, he trained himself, he's been through hell and back, and he comes back to fight for justice. And he's definitely one of the most awesomest, most badass characters ever in all of superheroes. So it's definitely Batman. And the 10th question then is, will I be doing vlogs in the future? Yes, as I stated in, I think it was my video in December on what I got for Christmas, I got this new Canon that I will be bringing with me to certain events that I'm going to in the year. The first event that I'm going to is actually in a few weeks time, which is GamerCon in Dublin. I will be doing a full vlog day on that, and I can't wait for it. I'm also going to MCM London Comic Con this year in May, so that's another vlog. And I'm also kind of contemplating whether or not to go to RTX in November, so that's something that I'm looking forward to doing. I might do, I'm not sure, but it's definitely something that's happening on the channel. Okay, so the next question then comes from IT-tastic. What are you doing in your free time, and are you working or going to school? Okay, so I work. Yes, in my free time I work. Now, I haven't been working a crazy amount of hours. The job that I have, the hours are either up or they're down. That's why sometimes I do videos or sometimes I miss videos, and I explain to you guys that, you know, the work schedule is busy, but as of late it's been okay. I can juggle both. I actually work in a supermarket called Lidl. You probably know it. It's a worldwide brand, and I think they've launched their name in America now as well, in the US, so they're definitely on top of the food chain in regards to retail business, and I am actually happy to be working there, and I love my job. Next question, what is your most favorite anime? I already answered that question. It is Death Note. I fucking love Death Note, and I always will. I actually have the box set up there. I have my own Death Note, and I have a Ryuk figurine on the shelf as well. I fucking love Death Note. Next question then comes from Bunkerman98. I have two questions. When did you first watch Dragon Ball, and why did you first start your channel? Okay, so I first watched Dragon Ball, I think I was about 4 years of age. I was actually living over in England at the time, and it was on television, Dragon Ball. Of course, being so young, I didn't really understand what it was, but I did watch it, and I did grow up with it, and I kept holding on to it until I was a teenager, until I'm a man now. So I have been watching Dragon Ball, and I rewatched the series of Dragon Ball, of course, when I grew to understand it more. And then Z was basically the pinnacle of my fandom, and I think it goes to the same goes to a lot of fans out there. It's definitely one of the best animes, and if not the best anime of all time, and I fucking loved it. And why did I first start my channel? It's basically, the reason why I started this channel was because I wanted to express how I feel about things and the things that I love, which is, you know, all things geeky, which is anime, movies, TV shows, video games, etc. That's kind of why I started the channel, and to see one of my inspirations, Jacksepticeye, to achieve so much in his life from doing what he loved, I just wanted to do the same. Next question comes from Doug Johnson. Doug Johnson, thank you again, dude. You're one of my all-time loyal subscribers. And he asks, do you like to read books, comics, mangas, etc.? Any favorite authors? I don't genuinely read that often. I don't really go to shops to buy books to read or anything like that. I do look at the odd anime or the odd manga, or sometimes I look at comics, but it wouldn't be a hobby per se. But I do enjoy, you know, coming across certain mangas and watching and reading them, and, you know, comic books as well. I love all that, but when it comes to novels and stuff, it wouldn't really be something I would do. The next question comes from the Instant Replay 37. And he asks, did you watch the rest of Angel Beats? If so, what was your take on it as a whole? I am still currently watching Angel Beats, and I'm fucking loving it. Excuse my French. I'm loving it so much right now. It's definitely one of the most kind of hard-hitting, emotional animes I've seen so far. You know, it can't really decide whether to be on a high or a low, because sometimes you're so happy and it makes you laugh so hysterically, and then out of nowhere you're down and you're just like, oh my god, this went from cloud 9 to shitstorm in 2.5 seconds flat. It's that emotionally, you know, tormenting, but that's what makes it so goddamn good. Next question comes from Richard Trujillo. What are some of the places you want to travel to cross country, and also where did you come up with the name DB Geek? Okay, so I'm gonna answer your first question first. There are so many places I want to go to. One of the main places I want to visit is Japan, because of their culture, their lifestyle, and my high interest in obviously anime and where it all originated from, of course. Also, I want to visit the States, because it's definitely a place that you must go. There's so much to see there, and my sister is actually over there right now and she's working, and I'd like to visit her some days as well. Then if I have to answer your second question, how did I come up with the name DB Geek? It's basically how it started was I was trying to come up with a good name, a catchy name that rolls off the tongue, and then I was kind of like, oh, you know what about I'm a geek, my name is Brendan, so what if I did the B Geek? And then I was like, okay, it sounds good, but it doesn't look good. So then I was kind of like, okay, so what if I turned the B into B-E-E and geek? So the B Geek. And I was like, okay, that sounds good, but it still doesn't look right. So I decided, let's just throw 6 E's in there and do D-B Geek, as in I am the Bee Geek. And then my mascot, or my avatar, more or less just became a bee, and it made sense, really. So that's basically how I came up with the names, and I think it works and it looks cool. Next question comes from Raul Bastidas. I hope I pronounced your name right. I'm sorry again if I didn't. Why are you so awesome? I don't think I'm awesome, but thank you for thinking I am. The next question comes from Mega Alkazam. Who is your favorite wrestler? Okay, so I have stopped watching wrestling. Now it's not because, I just didn't, I lost interest in it because it became too predictable, and it's kind of becoming more of a thing where they're doing the same storylines all over again, except changing the characters, if you know what I mean. I mean, I've been through it all. I've been through the 90s, I've been through the Attitude Era, the WCW Invasion, all of that stuff, and those were the greatest moments of wrestling entertainment. Definitely the 90s was the best, in the early 2000s for wrestling. And if I had to choose my favorite wrestler of all time, now I don't want this to sound, oh, it just so happens this is your favorite wrestler of all time because he's such a megastar, is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, because he definitely was the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. He always had this charisma that, made it so hype whenever he came on or whenever his music hit. It was probably the coolest wrestler and the most energetic wrestler and entertainer of all time, and he's still my favorite to this very day. But AJ Styles would be a close second. Next question comes from Seth Lara. Vegeta is my favorite character in DBZ. DB, who's yours? Guess what? Vegeta's my favorite character as well, because he's definitely one of the most iconic and developed characters in the entire series. And he didn't start in Dragon Ball, but when he came into Z, he made an impact. And he made such an impact that the writers had to keep him in it. And I think that kind of states how much of a character he was. not only by what the writers created, but I don't think even the writers, even Akira himself, knew how much of an impact Vegeta was going to have on the community. But ever since Vegeta came into it, he is here to stay, and he has developed from being this character that everybody hated and wanted to see dead to this character that everybody wants to see succeed. And I think that's one of the most incredible characters to ever come to the anime, and I don't think he's ever gonna leave. And he just, whenever he's on screen, it makes me happy. No matter what kind of attitude he has, it just makes me happy, because I know Vegeta is going to deliver some sort of emotional drama in the anime, and he hasn't failed to date. So Vegeta is my favorite character of Dragon Ball of all time. Okay, so next question comes from Hyper Shadow. Actually, you have two questions. First question, what is your favorite and most memorable moment of reacting and interacting with your fans? Okay, so this is actually a very, very good question. My favorite and most memorable moment of reacting. I think it was probably one of Master Media's videos when he uploaded Goku vs Saitama. I didn't react to the entire series because I was still very fresh to YouTube, but I wasn't doing a whole lot of, we'll say, reacting and stuff. And I decided to react to, I think it was episode 6 or 5. I think it was episode 5. And the response I got was definitely one of my most memorable, because not only did that video blew up and was probably one of my highest viewed videos, but it made me realize that there is so many people out there that are the same as me, if that makes any sense. Sometimes I feel like that I'm being overreacting, or I'm overhyped about certain things, like, we'll say, Dragon Ball and One Punch Man, and to see the two of them together, I freaked out. And to know that people say that's exactly how I reacted to, kind of opened my eyes on what I'm supposed to do here on this channel, is be me and do what I do and just love it and show it to all of you. So that's definitely one of mine for sure. And your second question is, now that Ruby Season 4 is over and on hiatus, would you be interested in filling the gap with Red vs Blue? I've already done that, as you know. Next question comes from Isaiah Williams. I have a question. Why did you start YouTube? Okay, so that's kind of going back to one of the other questions that were asked. Is I started YouTube because, you know, I seen somebody else doing what he loved and just being himself and not caring what people thought and making a success out of it. And it's kind of something that I wanted to do, because I've always had this built up energy inside that I wanted to release and express how I felt about the things I love in my life, which is all things pop culture and entertainment. And now that I can do that on a daily basis, it has filled a gap, you know, in me that, you know, will never ever be empty ever again. Next question comes from Anime King 25. Good job on 20k subs, thank you. And are you going to do reaction on Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged and Hellsing Abridged? Yes, I am planning on doing that. I have been a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! Obviously, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is probably one of the coolest things to come on TV, especially as a kid. And the fact that there is an abridged series, I think that was the original abridged series before Dragon Ball Z abridged, and I am actually looking forward to watching that. That is definitely something that will be starting on the channel, but I want to kind of get past my Dragon Ball Z abridged series right now. I want to catch up to the latest video, and then I will start a new series, which is either going to be Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged or Hellsing Abridged. But I'm not going to start Hellsing straight away, because I kind of want to watch the original anime first, because I've never seen it, and then I'll get into Hellsing Abridged. So that is the future of the channel, but not right now. Okay, so another question from Richard Trujillo. What part of Ireland are you from? And I love your videos. Thank you, I appreciate that. I'm actually from Kilkenny, Ireland, in a place called Castlecomer, right here. That is where I'm from. It is it's actually a nice location. I think Kilkenny is definitely one of the nicest places to visit if you're ever coming to Ireland. It's a small medieval town. People call it the medieval city because there's a lot of history there, and I'm proud to be a part of it and living here. So that's where I'm from. Next question comes from David Egert. Do you have any tips for YouTube? I am going to make a true YouTube channel for my family. Just need to be helped out. Okay, David, so I can give you some small tips when starting a YouTube channel. First of all, don't rush into it. Don't think of something straight away. First off, plan it before you start filming anything. you know, discover or ask yourself the questions: what do you want to do on your YouTube channel? What is your main focus? What is your target audience? And what do you want to show in your videos on a regular basis, and what kind of schedule you want to have? Because you don't want to go in there blind and, you know, make a video and then realize, oh, I didn't really like that. That's not kind of why I wanted to start it. I don't know what to do after this. So first things first, plan before you start. Make sure you get some sort of a schedule going, and make sure you know exactly what you want to produce in your channel. And don't worry about subscribers and views, because starting off is going to be the hardest thing you could ever do as a YouTuber. And any YouTuber will tell you starting off is the hardest. When you have 0 on your sub count, 0 and like 1 view, which is your own view, that's how it starts. That is how YouTube starts. Don't let it get you down. Just focus on creating content that you like, and the more content that you put out and consistently, people will come and people will realize that you are a consistent YouTuber, that you do put up the same kind of content day in and day out, and people will keep coming, and more people will join, and then more people will join. And the best way to grow at first is to, you know, go on some group pages on either social media, you know, or follow people on Twitter, ask for people's help to support, or even ask your close friends and family to support you first to get some sort of numbers going on the channel. And that's the best advice I can give you. From there, it's basically you. Everything about you is the YouTube channel. So just make it all about you and whatever it is you love to do and produce for your audience. Alright, so next question then is animator of Stickmen coming soon. That is a very strange name. What is your favorite Super Saiyan from Dragon Ball Super? Okay, so my favorite character is Vegeta. My favorite Super Saiyan, so I'm guessing you're going with transformation, is the all-time original classic Super Saiyan 1 from Dragon Ball Z saga, the Frieza saga, of course, is when Goku first transformed. Now, a lot of people have said that this was actually where Akira Toriyama should have stopped and drew the line and ended Dragon Ball there at its pinnacle and prime of success. Was this obviously the Frieza saga, the Frieza arc, the most memorable arc of all Dragon Ball. I can understand why, because it was that climatic moment where he achieved the power of Super Saiyan. It's definitely one that's gonna go down in the history books as the best anime transformation, period. Although it's just a change of color and a change of attitude, it is so goddamn iconic, it gives me chills just thinking about. So yeah, Super Saiyan. Okay, so the next question comes from Killprod Gaming. You have 2 questions. First question, do you play DBZ Dokkan Battle? If yes, are you good at it? No, I actually don't play DBZ Dokkan Battle. As a matter of fact, I don't even know what DBZ Dokkan Battle is about. So I think that's kind of an app or something. I'm not sure, but I definitely want to check it out. Your second question, do you think Vegeta will get a new transformation? P.S. I'm French, so sorry for mistakes. You made no mistakes there, dude, so you don't need to apologize, and thank you so much. But the second question is, do I think Vegeta will get a new transformation? I'd like to see Vegeta achieve a new level of power, but when it comes to transformation, I don't think so. If Akira was going for anybody to have one last transformation, because I feel like there's only going to be one more transformation in the Saiyans, I think he's going to pick the mascot, the man who started it all, Goku. Now, don't get me wrong, like I said before, I love Vegeta, and I'd love to see Vegeta achieve a new level of power, but I think Vegeta has reached his peak in transforming. All he needs to do now is just keep training it to get stronger, if you get what I mean. But honestly, I would like to see him transform, but I don't think he will. But if you go over to Master Media's channel, you can see him achieve the Royal Bloodline transformation, which is fucking awesome. Okay, next question comes from Mika Boykins. Do you like Mario, DB? Yes, I do love Mario. I've been playing Mario ever since the NES. Super Mario 1, 2, and 3. 3 is the best one in my opinion. Definitely one of the best Mario games, if not the best Mario games of all time. I still like Mario. I haven't played any of the recent games, and I know he's coming to the new Nintendo, which is something that I want to get, but right now with, you know, it's a lot of money, so I'll wait till it gets a little cheaper and I might invest in that, and who knows, I might do videos on it as well. Okay, so the next question, if you could own one weapon from Ruby, which one would you take? Now this question comes from Bata Taisuto. Let me think about that one. Crow's weapon. Definitely crow's weapon. Next question comes from Zach Shilton. If you were a huntsman on Remnant, what kind of weapon would you use? Okay, so if I was to have a weapon, like I said in my previous question, it would be crow's weapon. But if I had to have a weapon of my own, I definitely have a dual wield. I'll have two swords on my back, kind of like Kirito, except when I use my swords, I can combine them together to turn them into a machine gun. Now, how fucking awesome would that be? Alright, so the next question comes from IJB. Do you think that Beerus will make Whis to train other members like Gohan and Piccolo for the tournament? Now, this is actually an awesome question because it is something that I'd love to see. We've already seen Whis train Vegeta and Goku, and I don't think Whis can train them any more than he has. So it's up to them two to achieve new levels of power and to get new mentors. So I think it would be amazing to see Gohan train under Whis alongside Piccolo as a sparring partner, and to see them both achieve a massive power boost, because in the previous episode of Dragon Ball Super we seen Gohan still has fight in him, but he needs to train and he needs someone to train with. Now he has trained with Piccolo before, but I don't think Piccolo is going to be worthy enough to train him to reach a new level of power, which he's going to need to attend and to fight these new opponents that he will be facing in the Tournament of Power. So it would be amazing to see Whis, you know, mentor Gohan, and I think he would be the one person to unlock the potential once again, where we're going to have Mystic Gohan and maybe a new level of power. Who knows? Okay, so next question. What anime are you liking the most? Okay, so I am currently watching like 6 animes, I think. Right now. One that I'm particularly liking right now, like so much, is Angel Beats. Like I said, the emotional tears, the roller coaster from up and down, from happiness to sadness. It's definitely taken its toll on me, but it's so goddamn good. So I'd have to say Angel Beats. Thank you, E-Legend. You've been very, very supportive on the channel. So there you have it, dudes. Those are all the questions for the Q&A video that you guys submitted. I just want to thank you all so much for bringing those questions to me. It makes me happy to just sit here and take the time to read them and answer them for you guys. And you've asked some awesome questions, and I appreciate that. And you know, the channel is growing really well. Like I said, we've hit over 1,000 subs in less than a week. It's still growing very, very rapidly. And when we get to 50k, I might have a special video for that too, but that's not for another while anyway, at least. So thank you all so much again. I hope I answered your questions okay. If you have anything to say or any other input or anything like that, leave it down in the comment section. I'd be more than happy to read it. If your comment or your question didn't appear on the video, I want to apologize. I'm nearly sure I tried finding every single comment that was left down in my videos. So I do want to apologize, but if you want to leave your question again down in the comment section, I'll make sure I will answer it down below. Like I said, dudes, that does end it here. If you enjoyed it, why don't you give it a thumbs up? A like, gonna be super awesome. And if you want to join me later on today, as we will be reacting to Dragon Ball Super English Dub Episode 8 alongside with my bro Andy, then it's very simple what you need to do. And that's ding that subscribe button, and that'd be super awesome also. And as always, dudes, stay geeky, stay cool, be awesome, and be happy. And I'll see you dudes in my next video. See you later, dudes.